This is a recording of the online presentation of the Dimgaard adventure, Red Blades Retribution. And there are some things about this that I particularly like. The first is the adventure structure, which is different. It is a situation where the adventure is coming to the party. Usually the heroes are going out and finding adventure, but in this particular case, they're going about their evening just regular doing stuff, having dinner at the common house, and poof, adventure happens. And so I like that dynamic of the PCs, the heroes, being targeted for their previous actions. And that's something I use with some degree of frequency in Dimgaard. I mean, at least once every, I don't know, dozen adventures or so, we have a situation where the villains are like, oh, we're not just going to wait around for these guys to come after us again. We're going to take it to them. Right? And that makes sense in the context of a campaign, right? The other thing is this particular adventure, but the structure in general, it does demonstrate how unimportant gold piece treasure is to the storyline, right? Like gold pieces, never, even whenever they are talking about the meal in the common house, gold pieces are just not a factor. It's just not something that, and that is an attribute of Dimgaard that we really like. Then the actual session itself, the players have a really good flow. The players do an excellent job of keeping the action moving, keeping the story getting built. There are some specific mechanics in the game, in the actual that I like. So Glyph of Warding, we here have the villains setting up a remote glyph. They have come, found the PCs, and they have set up glyphs of warding, which is hard to do. You need an hour to cast a spell, and we like that. And then another thing that happens here is, as the DM, I'm wrong about a rule element. I'm wrong about the effect, the disadvantage granted by Hound of Ill Omen, and I don't know that I'm wrong, right? Like I think that I'm right until later I go out and research it, and I like the way that I handled it though. So I trusted the players to have a valid interpretation. Although I do note that, yeah, I'm going to take a look at that myself, but I, it's your character and it's a mechanic on your character, and so we're going to play it the way you say that it's done. And I didn't let that it turned out to be a mistake on my part, interrupt what was a very smoothly flowing, exciting session. So hope you enjoy it. If you like it, please subscribe, like the video. It helps the algorithm to get it seen by more people.
You said just imagine if you, and then I couldn't really hear anything else.
Just imagine like a potion that allows you to cast fog cloud without concentration.
That'd be perfect for my character.
Yeah. I mean, like, there's already an item like it. Like, you know how there's a potion of speed that if you drink it, you get haste cast on you without concentration. So you don't have to worry about rolling con saves. But that's a very rare item since, well, haste is obviously very powerful, but Fog Cloud should be more niche, so it could probably be a common or uncommon potion since it's one-time use.
What does Fog Cloud do for you?
Not much. It just makes things heavily obscured within the area that you're in. So basically, what it would do for Kablam mechanically is it makes it very difficult for people to hit him because I believe they have disadvantage since they can't see him well. And if they can't see him in the mist, then that means they cannot cast counter spells since they cannot see him casting a spell.
How about taking subtle cast meta magic so people couldn't cast counterspell on me?
Yeah.
So
Obscurity or fog cloud. It used to be called obscuring mist. Fog cloud is like a great equalizer, right? Like advantages and disadvantages go away, counter spells go away.
Yeah.
And
Well,
blind fighting becomes very important, right? So.
yeah, one thing that's really cool about my darkness thing is even if, say, like, you know, Zadara and Hamilton are fighting somebody in melee, and I cast darkness on all of us, it doesn't actually make any difference for Hamilton or Zadara, because if you're blinded and the enemy is also blinded, it's still just straight rolls, but attacks against me and my attacks against them would be at advantage or disadvantage.
Yeah, the only time it is a problem is if they have spells that are reliant upon them, like a target you can see type stuff, right?
Yeah. So I might use that if we're in a melee combat, but they're also casting spells or something. I don't know.
Well, okay, I guess Matt is not going to make it. It's 10 after. I will try to get a hold of him offline, see if he is planning on rejoining us. If not, then I will get out there and beat the bushes and so 5 is kind of the optimal number for a group, and that means that you can have like 4 or 5 is really the optimal number, but at 5 you have kind of an extra person around so that if someone has a dentist appointment or a family obligation, right, you still have 4. So
yeah.
So I will try and get a hold of Matt and then either confirm that he is going to be joining us again or find a 5th player. Does anybody else have anything that they want to bring up before we jump into tonight's action?
Not really.
Okay.
I looked into how area of effect and total cover work, but I'll bring that up when it comes up.
No, that's okay. Now's a good time. Yeah.
The way total cover works is that with area of effect, there are certain spells that say move around corners. So even if they were behind, let's say there was a doorway and they were around the corner from the doorway, so you couldn't actually see them, spells like Fireball can move around corners and hit them. And then and in that situation, you can also, if you were to cast a Fireball through the doorway, the target does not have full cover from the origin of the spell, so it would still get hit. And then the third way is that if the total cover gets destroyed by the spell. That's the DM can decide whether that means they automatically succeed a dexterity saving throw or whatever matters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I think I posted something about that. Like I looked up
I looked at that because the dawn or area of origin is at the top and then it comes down.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I learned how to do it.
Okay. Okay, so just to recap where we left off, we had captured the Death Cultist, Synth Grimsbane, turned him over to Xander, right? So Xander is very clear that he is going to try to find some illicit magic item crafters who will bind Seth Grimsbane so that he is neutralized, so that which for a death cult cleric is much better than killing them, because death is just sort of a state of being and Xander wants him out of the way permanently. So it's been a couple of days since that, and Xander hasn't been able to complete that task yet. He's having to do it in secret because, like I said, it's illicit. Is there anything anyone is wanting to do during that couple of days of downtime, like craft a scroll or something? No, that's good. You don't have to. So we are going to jump in then. We've spent a couple of days carousing, sort of getting to know Odile. It's a large city. It's over 20,000 people. So compared to like medieval Paris, it's as big as London or Paris was during the Dark Ages. So it is a significant city, and it's been a typical day, and you have made friends with each other. Assuming we are at the end of the day, and we find ourselves taking dinner at a common house, like just a regular pub type situation there, so with that in mind, away we go. So I have some red lab text here, I guess. Been a typical day, finished by socializing and dining with your friends at one of the many common houses. And then, is everyone in roll 20?
Yeah, it seems like everyone is here.
Okay.
Also, I didn't want to interrupt you, so I thought of something I would do within that extra bit of downtime.
Sure.
I'd probably just try finding work at a tavern as a bouncer, since just in case adventurers start a fight there or a bar fight breaks out.
Yeah, so that's a perfectly acceptable thing to do. The way that would typically work would be an exchange of services, right? So in exchange for a comfortable place to sleep and provisions and an atmosphere where you are welcomed, it's sociable, then you would be asked to help keep order in an inn or a tavern or someplace like that. There's not a lot of wages based work. Like almost no one says I'll work for 8 hours for this much money. It's almost always like, if I do this for you, will you do this for me? It's just the nature of the economy. So
yeah, that's good by me.
Yeah,
it's better than sleeping out on the streets.
Right,
get a nice house and something to do during the day.
Yeah. All right. So we finish our dinner, relaxing, and at first it seems like we just maybe have some indigestion, but then we realize that, oh my gosh, we each have indigestion. So maybe there is something wrong with our food. So does anybody want to take any sort of action at that point? Because it's pretty noticeable whenever all four of us begin to have the same digestive discomfort after finishing dinner.
I have a herbalism. I have proficiency in herbalism kits, medicine. But so can I
You can start working on each person. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I'll try looking at our our provisions, or basically our meals on the go. I forgot what it's called, rations. I'm gonna check if there's anything wrong with those with the medicine check to see what's wrong with it. To be honest,
we got sick after eating at the
common house, right? Mm-hmm.
Oh, at the common house. My bad.
Okay.
I'll probably maybe talk with the chef.
20 to identify as code.
So this is going to happen then. Need 15 Constitution check. Everyone will have advantage because of the herbalism and medicine check there. So everybody makes that with advantage.
It's Constitution.
Constitution saving throw.
Oh, rough.
Oh wow, that's rough.
I barely made that.
I have a +6 at advantage, and I failed. Actually, wait. I don't. Can I? No, I can't do saves.
Do I have something for disease? I do not. I don't think.
Let's see. So Kablam, his reaction is so intense that he actually suffers a level of exhaustion. Everybody else has some necrotic damage, but otherwise, it's either 20 or 10 if you make the save.
It's only greater restoration, not lesser restoration, right? Okay.
Greater restoration and gets rid of one level of exhaustion, not lesser restoration, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Lesser.
So at that point, after we actually suffer these intense cramping, and so is there anything that we want to do in response to actually taking violent necrotic damage from the intensity of the food?
Whoa, weird food. I'll say in Zadara's voice, "Ow, ow, ow."
So one other thing that I should note, this same effect seems to be happening through. There are about 20 other patrons because we are at the dinner hour, and it actually looks like it's killed about a half a dozen of the people around you, because most of them are just commoners, right? So even 10 points is going to. So it's a pretty virulent, devastating bout of food poisoning there. I don't know if you want to intervene on behalf of those half a dozen commoners who have just keeled over, either dead or unconscious in the common house there. The halfling who runs the common house is kind of in a state of shock and dismay. Obviously, he's never seen anything like this before at his establishment.
I'm gonna. Oh God, I don't have any way of asking this.
It's not a king.
I don't have a phrase written down that. Questions are very difficult when you're playing a Kenku.
I'll try to act as your proxy. I'll head over to the halfling owner of the tavern and say,
just write in a piece of parchment. It ain't hard.
You write that, and I'll try reading off your questions, Kablam.
I'll just actually no. I'll say in like an old lady's voice, cook, and I'll start looking around, trying to see if the cook is anywhere nearby.
Yeah, the halfling is the cook. Yeah, he runs the common house. He is the primary cook.
I'll ask him, did you see anyone interacting with the food that was not that was not staff or authorized to do so?
He's like, there was nothing out of the ordinary. He said, it's not a high security endeavor. We don't. I mean, who wants to mess with the food that we're feeding? 36 people in the evening. This is and then someone said they were going to check the food. Actually, we did. We made a 26 medicine check. So
it's a 29, but
so on a 26 medicine check, there, Celine would recognize that there are some sort of foreign agents. Looks like someone has deliberately introduced something resembling like botulism into into the food during preparation. But yeah, the halfling is like he has no idea who would have done that. There was really nothing. I mean, people come and go all through the evening, and there was nothing unusual at all that he noticed.
Well, then I have a question. When we ate our food and all this happens, was anyone hurrying to get out of the room like they finished something and they wanted to get out as fast as possible?
No, not really. There was nothing. There was nothing at that point that was in any way noticeable. The halfling can note that. So this isn't like a modern restaurant, right? Like everyone shows up. They know that dinner's going to be served shortly after sundown. Everyone is just sort of waiting around for the food to be completed, and then it all goes out at once. Everybody eats at once, right? So it's not like a modern restaurant where people are coming and going, right? So everyone was together. Everyone ate at the same time, and it's not something that normally involves any sort of a security type situation, right? These are. There's no reason that you would think that this would be a high security situation, or at least the halfling doesn't think that it should be. All right, so everyone should see the common room here, the common house here, and if I could get people to put a token on there.
20 damage?
I'm sorry, what?
20 damage?
It's 10 take half if you succeed the saving throw.
Yeah, it was 20 or 10 necrotic. If you failed by more than 5, you have a level of exhaustion. All right, so materializing literally out of nowhere. These things look like big dogs. You would recognize them at this point because you've seen the spell before, that there are 4 bestial spirits have suddenly appeared right there in front of the door. And I don't think there's any negotiation involved with these things. They are snarling and headed your direction. So make sure your token is selected. And what is this?
And initiative is an ability check, so it's a disadvantage, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that.
Could be worse.
Oh, well, we got initiative on them. That's good. All right, so Celine, you're investigating this, which now is becoming more and more clear that it's not an accident because someone has just summoned 4 bestial spirits right there inside the door that are coming to attack us, and you are first up.
It's these 4, right?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Okay. Okay. I will cast Tidal Wave, which is it's 10 feet wide. I make it so it's like this, and then going diagonal so it hits all 4 of them.
You said Tidal Wave, right?
Yeah. Cannot hear Dan if he was talking.
No, so what does Tidal Wave do? Is it some damage?
It is a dexterity saving throw, and then if they fail, they take 48 bloody damage, and are knocked prone. Should be able to hit them all.
Okay. All right. So I need some damage for that, I guess. Is it half on a successful save, or is it all or nothing?
Half. Damage?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's nice. Yeah. All right. So what's the DC?
Should be 16.
Okay. So 21 or 10. And then half, and it isn't knocked prone. Okay.
DC.
Okay. I'm going to put a brown dot on them if they're prone.
All right. So 2 down.
And on one of them that's prone, damage.
All right, so 2 of them succeed, 2 of them fail.
All damage to them that is prone.
Okay. What is their armor class? A 15 is going to miss them.
At advantage because they're prone.
Wasn't that a range?
Is it a disadvantage if range?
Yeah, it would actually be a disadvantage if they're prone.
Sure.
Yeah, if it's a ranged attack, right?
Okay.
And they're armor class 16, just so everyone knows going forward. Anything else from Celine?
Nope.
Okay, Hamilton's turn.
He'll just sit there, continue eating his food, thinking that just some random stray dogs wandering in.
No,
I'll just ready
it's
at.
very clearly not random stray dogs, right? Like they materialized out of nowhere. They didn't walk in; they just appeared, coalesced out of the very air itself, right there.
Oh, then he'll just look at him and say, weird magic dog. And just walk around. Wait, let me check. Sorry, wait. I'm gonna go here. And I will try to attack one of them.
Okay.
With my great sword. And I miss. Multi-attack. And I miss. There's something else now. Oh wait, no, I can use as a bonus action. I'll just use rage. Alright, that's all.
Okay. Zadara's turn.
All right, I'm going to move forward, and I'm going to bonk the bestial spirit that's lying prone with my longsword twice, and then I'm going to kick it. That would hit, but I have advantage. If only I was a champion. 2-handed, so this first one hits. Wait, I only press enter. I guess that's for the next roll. Why did I roll out like that? Okay, so both of them hit. Yeah, because I got proficiency from the downtime thing, and I can pick it up as a monk weapon now because I'm proficient in it. Why did I roll so weird? So 11 and 9 damage. So 20 damage against this first one. And then I'm going to bonus action. Yeah, I'm just going to do an unarmed strike against them. Gonna kick them in the face.
It's bloodied now, just so you know. Here, I'll put it.
And now I'm gonna kick it right in the snout. an extra 14 damage. So 20 plus 14, so 34 damage against that one.
It disappears into nothingness.
And I'm going to move down here in between these two. And I end my turn.
Okay. Kablam's turn.
I'm gonna twin cast Chaos Bolt, one at this one at this one.
Okay. Armor class 15.
Right. Oof. Right, so the second one hits. Ooh, not horrible rolls, for 7 damage against this one.
Okay.
And I guess that's it.
Okay, their turn. So this one's going to get up, and I guess they are going to swarm the nearest creature there. So we are going to try to maul Zadara there in the middle of it, of the pack.
Mm-hmm. I position just so I can use this. That would miss, so I'm going to use 1 key point to redirect it.
Not. 25. That's a 25.
That has advantage?
Yeah, for pack.
Tactics.
Ah.
Right.
17 damage. That's an ouch.
Never mind.
And then this is a 17. Does that hit?
Yeah, unfortunately it meets it.
For another 16 piercing. Then the next one. The one that is... he misses, right? He's got a 14, I believe misses, right?
Yeah, that's going to miss. And I'm going to redirect it to its ally with 1 key point. So one of its allies take the damage that would have went towards me, and they take 12 damage.
Okay.
Or actually, would it be the 16? The 16 damage?
No, it's the 12. Yeah. The first hit did 16, the second hit did 16. This is the one that missed those 12. Okay. So it is going to redirect its attack towards the ally. And do 12
I'm just measuring.
So that one is now bloodied. Okay. And then he takes his second attack. We've got a 19 to hit Zadara for 14 piercing damage. And then,
I'm down.
Okay. Zadara goes down. And then this one would swarm over here towards Hamilton. And then the final one is going to attack Hamilton. We got Maul. 15 to hit Hamilton.
That would hit.
For 13 piercing. And a 21 to hit Hamilton for 13 piercing. That is them. Celine's turn. So Zadara goes down. Got a bloody bestial spirit, and the other two are injured.
I'll hit the bestial spirit that's bloodied.
That will hit.
That hit.
Yep.
And I have advantage on this one.
Well, he goes down. He actually dies at that point.
He goes down?
Yeah.
And then I'll just hit one of the ones next to... What's that?
Oh wait, are those? Oh yeah, those are physical attack, right?
Those were magical attacks from me.
No. From the mall, from the bestial spirit.
Yes. Yeah, they are.
So I take half of that. Okay.
Good.
Yeah, even if it is magical bludgeoning, slashing, or piercing damage, you still have it all the same.
So 22 is going to hit that one for 10 radiant. Okay. That one's bloodied now. Anything else from Celine? Okay. It is Hamilton's turn.
This guy's bloodied, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. I'll use my... Oh. Wait a sec. My D&D Beyond just got up. Wait a sec. Alright. I want to use Reckless Attack with my Great Weapon Master. Both of my attacks. So yeah. Oh, goddammit. D&D Beyond is doing something. Wait a sec. It's bugging out.
Oh no.
Okay. Alright, I think it's back. Okay. With Great Weapon Master and Reckless Attack. That would hit. So plus 10. And the same time with my Zealot feature.
Yeah, now it's 1d6 plus 3.
1d6 plus 3. Wait a sec. Where's my region? Wait, I have to see. That's feature. Where is it? One d6 plus 3. That will cost 24 damage. Does that kill it?
Yeah, it's gone. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And and the next person here with my multi attack, with my Great Weapon Master and Reckless Attack, does not hit. As a bonus action, I can do it again since I killed the other guy.
No, a 16 hits then. Yeah.
No, with my Great Weapon Master, mine's 5, so that wouldn't hit.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right.
And the other one doesn't hit as well.
14 misses as well. Yeah, I forgot about the -1.
Okay. And that is all.
Zadara needs a death save,
All right.
and then it is Kablam's turn.
Alright. I'm just going to firebolt this one. 15 to hit for 5.
16 is their armor class. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That was 15. Alright.
I might have said
That's all.
but it is 16. I'm sorry. The 16 looks like a 15. If I might have read wrong initially. Okay. The last one is going to attack. Hamilton does not have pack tactics because it's the last one. 10 is going to miss, and a 13, I believe, misses.
It does have advantage because I have Reckless Attack on.
Oh, that's right. So it would be a 15 and a 21 then. I don't know if those hit.
Yeah. Yes, and I would take half of that.
And then it is Celine's turn.
I'll take my action to feed Zadara a potion. Sorry.
So Zadara, you are back up with 7 hit points.
Nice.
And then that's going to miss.
My turn.
Hamilton's turn.
Didn't I just do my turn?
Yeah, we're going quickly though.
Oh. Then I'll just do the same thing with Great Weapon Master and Reckless Attack. And does not hit. Do it again. Alright, I missed both of them.
Okay. Zadara, you're back awake with 7 hit points.
After getting knocked out, Zadara is pissed, and he's going to maul this thing into oblivion. But there's longsword 2 attacks with that.
That hits. Mm-hmm.
That also hits. So that and this. And then I'm going to bonus action strike.
Let's see.
I'm going to attempt to use my claws, and I'm going to dig into the neck with this unarmed strike. And I whiff.
Okay. Kablam's turn.
Yeah, I'll just I'll keep firebolting. I don't want to use a spell slot. 25 to hit for 8.
Oh yeah. He's still up.
Well, that's it.
Okay. All right. So. So he didn't like Zadara jumping up and whacking him, and he's going to swing around and try to hit Zadara.
Going to wheel one of them.
That one.
7's going to miss. And then a 17 for 16.
Low,
That would hit.
I have to claim low before you make an attack roll.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what?
Let me, how do I do this? I have to claim low before you make an attack roll, I think, so.
Oh, okay.
It'll be a minus a d6, but you already. I
Yeah.
don't know how you want to
Mhm.
hit.
Literally, if it gets subtracted by 1, it does not hit.
Yeah, but I might have done it on the first attack.
Yeah. Yeah, you declared that on the first attack, and he missed anyway.
Okay, then Zadara's just back down then.
Okay.
So you finish. Okay, so then it's a reaction. Use it. Okay, I'm with you.
Our goal is low for today.
Yeah, that's good. Oh, is that what the D4 was at the beginning? No. Where did you?
Roll low.
Okay. All right. And then it is back to Celine.
Okay. Smack it. More damage with. Do more damage with the shillelagh. Be up in the air there. I'll actually do the cantrip instead of. Really?
Okay. This last beast spirit is resilient. Hamilton's turn.
And I'll just use the reckless attack. And that would hit. There, 10 slashing damage. With plus 10, plus 2, and 1d6.
Right. Yeah, he's
Oh,
he's
he's
going
already dead today.
Yeah. He has 8 hit points left, so he's going to go down. All right.
Okay.
And then Zadara is unconscious again.
I'll walk up to him and give him a greater healing potion.
Yeah, okay. That works.
Okay, so now it should be pretty clear that this was no accidental food poisoning.
Go for 15, Zadara.
Alright.
I'm gonna take some of the food laying on the table, and I'm gonna walk over to Zadara, hold it out to him, and go, "Would you like a tasty pie?"
As you go up, Zadara, Hamilton will just laugh at you.
And then
Since you got down by dogs. getting down by dogs.
You know of any sects of the spore druid group that might have it out for us?
Yeah, there's
a
a chance we do that.
Yeah, and they would be knowledgeable in ways to taint food, I'm sure. Mm-hmm.
Sport who?
So they don't like the town, so they wouldn't mind screwing over an entire tavern's worth.
I'm gonna say in Hamilton's voice, Spore who?
So we don't have there's no threat to us at the moment. There's no, so we've got a lot going on here. We've got a couple of dozen townsfolk are either dead or unconscious. The innkeeper, the common house owner, the halfling, is doing his best to stabilize them, and he seems to have some knowledge of medicine, so he's doing a pretty good job of that. He's sent for help. He's sent for.
I can join him and help him. I also have healer's kit, so how many people are here?
Yeah, and then I don't know if we want to do any sort of an investigation here, or if we want to try to contact anybody, or to get more information, because we're kind of in the dark here as to exactly who did this. We have some speculation here that the spore druids might be responsible, but we have a strategy to confirm that, or
well, I might have an idea. Maybe we can head over to the chef and figure out where the food supply is coming from, and from there we can figure out where basically they are poisoning the source, or somewhere along that line.
After maybe investigation or medicine or herbalism to check if the naturalism is from the spore druids.
Okay, and do we want to do that as part of a short rest?
Yeah.
A short rest would be nice, yes.
Okay. I don't have a reason why we couldn't do that. Why we couldn't be investigating the food here and as part of a short rest. So if someone who's proficient in herbalism kit could make me like a wisdom or intelligence, whichever's better, check on that. That would be.
Shillelagh gives me expertise, so it's not. I don't know. I think it's 1d.
You get to add your proficiency twice. In expertise.
Okay, so it would be plus 10. Plus 10. Or
so that's 3 hit dice, man.
Okay. So as we are going through the short rest, so it takes us about an hour to figure this out. So in the inn, you have this storage area where they keep all their various supplies. There's nothing in there that shows any signs of any sort of contamination. It is only in the stuff that they had withdrawn for the night's meal that they then prepared in the kitchen. So it doesn't look like the supply chain has been wholly contaminated. It looks like it was very targeted towards just the one night's meal. So it looks very suspicious at that point. It looks like someone deliberately tainted this one meal, and is not like wholesalely trying to poison the entire town. Just like someone wanted to say, no, we want this one meal to make people sick.
I'll look around the kitchen.
Okay.
See if there's anything out of place.
Any other precautions or and by this time, an hour into it, so the half a dozen people who were just commoners, they were dead. They're gone. But the other dozen or so who were with you there, they are unconscious but stable. It doesn't look like they're going to die. The healer's kit and the medicine checks that were administered has stabilized them, and it looks like they will recover. It's going to take some time, but yeah, they're going to be able to survive. Anything else we want to do during that short rest?
Not really. Zadara was just taking a
Is this door locked?
Say that again. I'm sorry.
Is this door locked when I'm at this door right here?
It doesn't have like a mechanical lock, but you could make sure that it was closed. Yeah, you could bar it in some way if you wanted to.
Can I check the door if it has been picklocked or some sort of breaking in?
Yeah, so it's not normally locked. Yeah, it's an internal door that they use going into and out of the kitchen area. So there's no mechanical lock installed on it. Yeah.
Check this door then. This is the kitchen, right?
That's a window. Yeah.
It's a window. Okay.
Yeah. These are windows, and these are doors.
Okay.
Hey, Celine, can you come with me for a sec?
And the external doors, they actually have mechanisms where you can like set a bar in place to formally lock the door, but the internal doors do not. Well, I didn't have an internal. There's no way to get into that storage room, is there? There should be a door right there for the storage room.
I'm checking the door over here, or is this just the window that I'm at?
That's a window. There should be a door there where Hamilton went through. I need to correct that.
Okay, my bad.
Yeah, that's my mistake. Yeah. As it is, the only way to get into the storage room is to climb through a window.
I'm guessing the door is not locked, so I'm going to walk in and basically do a survey around the room.
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. So as part of the investigation during the short rest, nothing in the storage room appears contaminated. The only thing that was contaminated was the food stuff used to prepare the actual meal for the evening. But all of this stuff that's stored in here, there's no spore contamination, no botulism of any kind in that. That's why I say it looks like it was very deliberately intended to taint this one meal and not just wholesalely compromise the food supply.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna try remembering if what the food looked like, if it looked contaminated in any sort of way. Probably not, but just double checking.
So the night's meal was a venison stew and some bread. So nothing fancy, nothing unusual. Had some vegetables, some potatoes, carrots, that sort of thing, and then pieces of venison that had been stewed into it, and then they had bread to eat with it as well.
The tavern keeper said no one unusual came around to his cooking area or where food for the night was stored.
Right, he did not. I mean, so there were people coming and going. He has a serving staff of a bartender and a couple of serving girls who are in and out, and then people as just part of socializing. This is the water supply, so people would come in and get water, but he did not notice any suspicious behavior or any suspicious people. There were some people that he had never seen before, but that's not unusual for an evening. They they do get new customers coming through in any given evening. So there was nothing that drew his attention as being suspicious. He was completely surprised and taken off guard when the meal made everyone so violently sick.
And there's no like anything odd left in the room. No like feathers or
No,
anything lying around.
no.
I'm genuinely unsure what to do now.
And we completed our short rest, right? Everyone is got the things that they wanted to do upon completing a short rest done.
Would we be able to track where the bestial spirits came from?
Say that again. I'm sorry, I didn't.
Would we be able to track where the bestial spirits came from?
Well, the bestial spirits appeared right where they were. So whoever cast it had line of sight in through that door or through one of the windows, and was within 60 feet when those showed up.
This was it? Do I recognize it as a summon beast spell? So there would be
it was
4 casters.
Yeah, it was summon beasts. Yeah,
there's no more 4 casters.
Okay. And at this point, each of these 3 doors, there's no door on this side, just sort of open and floating about a foot off of the floor. These canisters come in, and the canisters are spewing a fume. And then as soon as the canisters come in, the doors are slammed, and you can tell that there is a noxious fume that has now filled the room. Just there's a big here. Let me draw some. I say feel that there's a noxious fume at each of these doors, I should say.
Well, we shoot the windows open.
Yeah, I'll
break the windows open. Or shall I come here?
Hold on, let me draw this.
I'd also run to a window.
Are there still common people here, or have they?
Yeah,
dispersed?
they've all been moved to the center of the room. Yeah.
Okay.
And so, spreading out from these canisters, there is a cloud that seems to be coming in that direction. Are we going to do? So we're going to go open the window at that point. Is that the idea?
Yeah.
And then what about these dozen commoners out here in the middle of the room?
We could have actually
2 seconds away from getting wall of air. This is.
I'm sorry, say that.
Wait, what are we doing? I was in a bathroom.
Oh, I'm sorry. So the doors opened, and I guess you probably recognize this just from your knowledge of spellcasting. Unseen servants carried in these canisters spewing poison, and
The canisters.
say again. I'm sorry.
Canisters themselves aren't magical, right? They're just.
No, they're just filled with the poison gas that is now filling up the common room from those 3 doors. So unseen servants came in, dropped the canisters, and then shut the doors behind them.
Well, I'm going to open the window, and I'm going to look at all of the commoners and yell, "Hurry it up!" and point at the window.
I'm gonna jump through the window.
I'm going to do the same.
They're unconscious, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
Except for the innkeeper and his serving staff, the rest of the commoners are unconscious. I mean, and I don't think that the serving witches and the innkeeper is going to risk his life to drag those commoners out he's going to head for that window himself.
I thought they woke up after the short rest.
No, they're stable, but they're still unconscious. So that's really sort of the question, is whether you want to expose yourself to the poison in order to rescue those commoners, or if you're like, no, screw the commoners, we're out the window.
I mean, I'd try and drag one, at least.
I've got enough speed, I'll try to grab one.
You could grab a couple as each, yeah, you could.
I get an extra because I got powerful builds.
All right, and then that's going to leave then, that's going to get about half of them, like 6 or 7 of them, and then if you go back in for the rest, you could get them, but you would be exposed to the poison.
Hamilton doesn't care about the people. He only cares about the people who are strong enough to defeat him or strong enough to have a fight with him.
I'd Misty step in to just try and do it really fast.
Also good. I'll go back in too.
I'll try using my feline agility to get in there and get out as fast as possible to grab one person.
Okay, so I think the Misty Step, you could use that and completely avoid the poison. And then I think with the feline agility, you would have advantage on this saving throw. And so if you're going back in to rescue the villagers, you're going to be exposed to the poison. And this is what the poison looks like. That's a high roll.
I'll try to hold my breath so I don't breathe in the poison and try lugging them along.
Okay, you can do that. So, like if you put your spell slot for Misty Step, you can avoid it entirely. Otherwise, you'll have advantage on that saving throw.
This is gonna hurt. 15 damage. Okay. Oh, I don't have. No.
So I've gotten 4 out. Are there any more left after they?
Grab another. So there's only 6 left.
So that anyone left in there at that point is going to they're going to succumb to the poison damage.
The first round we got.
The only way you're going to get all would have been if everybody exposed themselves to the poison. In Hamilton, no, and that's what
2 people died.
Yeah, but you got most of them.
Kablam used Misty Step.
Oh, okay.
So I have poison resistance.
Oh, that's good.
Really?
So
should have just.
So now we should all be outside here. And at that point, where are we going? We've got most of the commoners out. There are 3 or 4. And Hamilton's like, no, they're weak. They deserve their fate. And then what are we going to do at that point?
I'm going to attempt to use my tabaxic climb speed to get on top of a rooftop to get a vantage point. Maybe I can catch whoever did this.
I'm gonna try and jump as best I can to follow him. Probably not manage to do it though. Okay, I'd probably try and get on the roof as well.
I'm sure.
Gotta run towards the front door.
I'm showing Celine there in the common room, and I don't think that's right. That common room is now filled with poison gas. Yeah. Okay. There we go. All right. So Zadara is going to climb up on one of the rooftops. Is that right? And then what is everyone else going to do when Zadara heads up on that rooftop?
I have keen smell. Can I try and find them through smell? Can I just use a basic perception check with keen smell for advantage?
Okay. All right. So I'm confused as to what's going on here. So Zadara, you're heading up on this roof. Is that right?
Yes, I'm going to be heading up onto the roof, and I'm going to try going to the edge of it to see if I can find anyone. Okay. Like, basically do a perception check from higher ground.
And then everybody else is heading down here. Is that right?
I'll go up since they're going down.
I'm going to imitate Zadara and try and climb up on this roof best I can.
I want to use my sniff them out with because either the canisters and the metallic smell or any residue of the poison.
Okay. So whenever Hamilton gets to about right here, way over here, 80 feet away, a spell glyph. He triggers a spell glyph. So a fireball is going to be centered on him, which I think would have affected Kablam, but no one else. So it would have affected Hamilton and Kablam as they were heading around this corner here. So I need a dexterity saving throw from Hamilton and Kablam. So DC 13 dexterity.
I have an advantage in dex saves, right? Because of my barbarian and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have advantage since you can see the source.
Mm-hmm.
Not con dex saves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have resistance to fire though.
Yeah. And at that point, Celine would have been about right here, I think. So is Celine going to continue around this direction by herself, or is she going to change that action at that point?
I'm going to stand there and ask conjure animals.
Okay.
And I want to send them out ahead and just around the corners and stuff. I'll send one at a time.
You're grabbing some wolves, I guess, right?
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Where did we had some wolves last time. Where'd they go to? There they are. How many do you get? 8? Is that right?
What are your perceptions? I passed a perception of 13, but they have a +3 for...
How many do you have? I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Is it 8 that you get?
Am I muted?
No.
I can still hear you.
Okay.
Okay. All right, there we go. There are the wolves. And then you're going to send them where now?
I'll send them one at a time. Let me move them back closer to me so they're not in the range of any spells. And I will send one around the corner to look.
And nothing happens. It goes around the corner without any issue.
Okay. Just have it circle, go around, around the entire tavern.
Okay. And it circles the tavern and nothing happens.
Okay. You want to make a perception check, Zadara?
Alright. I can finally put my perception to the test. 21.
What is Zadara doing? Are you making a perception?
Yeah.
Okay, so
talked about it for a
21,
while.
you don't notice anything that's not obvious at this point from your corner there. There's no, I mean, there's the commoners, the unconscious commoners, and the wait staff and the innkeeper in the road here, and he seems visibly upset and disoriented from the fact that he's now had something on the order of 10 people die in his common house in the past little over an hour, but he's trying to hold it together. But there's nothing. There's nothing that appears to be unnoticed that you can perceive from your corner of the building right there.
Okay, then I'm going to move up here, do a quick scan of the rooftop around me, and Yeah, I'm just going to be standing here. I do not want to accidentally put any traps on the floor.
Okay. And yeah, there's same thing there. There's nothing. There's from that vantage point. There's no one that appears to be approaching with weapons drawn or anything. I guess in the distance you could hear the results of the alarm. The innkeepers, like you hear like a commotion. It sounds like probably the town watch is coming this direction.
I'll yell at them and say, be careful, there might be traps, spell traps.
Yeah.
So I'm going to run and hide when they start coming.
Yeah. So they're like minutes away, right? Like this would be like the very, very far range of your perception. Their arrival is not imminent. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. What was I do? Mind.
And these buildings around here, they're like we're at night now. So these are various shops that are closed for the night. Just so you know.
William, dark out right now.
Celine, can you try circling the perimeter with your wolves? I see that you already did that around this main tavern, but check these buildings over here. Let's just make sure we don't step on any more traps.
Yeah, so you can send the wolves out, sort of scouting through the neighborhood, and they don't trigger any sort of response.
Okay. Wolf number 2, also known as Hamilton. You go check it out.
Where was the source that I got hit by a fireball?
It was a spell glyph that was placed in the road over here.
Can I go to it and check it out?
Yeah, it's disappeared now. Mm-hmm.
It disappeared. Oh, okay. So can I survey around the tavern to see if there's any more?
Yeah, you can walk around the tavern if you want to. Mm-hmm.
I'm walking around the tavern to see if there's any more spell glyph.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to try to not activate them.
All right. So when you get to right there, there's one over here that you're going to trigger. So you'll need another DC 13 dexterity saving throw.
Advantage. So I save that DC.
Yeah. So you take 15 instead. Yeah.
Wait, I take half?
You take half on a success. So you should have taken 13 on the first fireball, and then 15 on this one.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Unless you have evasion but I don't think you do. I don't. But evasion on a dexterity save, if you can save for half, then and you save, you take no damage. But so yeah, so you do trigger another spell glyph that was placed down here.
Can I do a stealth check to not activate them at least?
I think
that's not going. So a spell glyph
is going to have a trigger,
right? It's going to have a specific trigger, and we know that the wolves did not trigger it, right? The wolves went through that same area and did not trigger the spell glyph.
This is behind corners then. Guys, there's a weird magic glyph shooting out fireballs.
What's my...
So it's investigation to detect a spell glyph, right? Just so that everyone knows.
Okay, I'm going to wild shape to... I still use my normal intelligence when I use wild shape, right?
Yeah,
I keep my...
That's...
Okay. I will use a Dexterity and health. I will turn into an ape, I guess. And I will use investigate around this corner. On this corner.
Okay.
This corner. I want to investigate around that corner.
Okay, make an investigation check.
Just don't smell right, so I don't get keen smell. If that's a natural one.
No, you do not detect anything around that corner. With an 8.
I have disadvantage. Okay. Thing triggers though, right?
No. But there you do. There is one up here. So you will need a DC 13 dexterity saving throw at that point.
And ape has a +2. Okay.
So it will be 23 or 11. So 23 points of fire damage to the 8.
Take 4 damage.
And then you'll need a concentration check on you.
Is the concentration check the full damage or just the damage done to me?
Just the damage you take, yeah.
So it'll just be a DC 10?
Isn't polymorph the only one that you have to do concentration for? You don't do concentration 12.
No, he's concentrating on conjure animals. Yeah.
Oh.
Well, he was. So animals go away at that point. No more wolves, at least for now.
Something else for my next.
But you now have sent a player character around the entire perimeter of the common house. So it seems like probably there were 3 spell glyphs, and you've triggered all 3 of them at that point.
Okay.
I'm gonna use a healing potion if that's okay.
Yeah.
If you can borrow mine if you need it, Hamilton.
I will as well.
I don't know how you're still alive, Hamilton. You got blessed by 3 or 2 fireballs. How are you still alive? Your code is
Because I am strong!
okay.
You do not have to question my abilities. If I don't go down, that does mean that I am the strongest here.
I'll toss Hamilton one of my health potions.
Oh, thank you.
Enjoy. You're definitely going to need it because.
I have no clue on what to do.
So by this time, like a messenger arrives. It would be he's a member of the One True Faith. He's like an altar boy type. He does favors for the church members, and he brings a message from Xander. So while all of this is going on here at the Common House, Xander hoped to warn you that it looks like the Red Blades are mad because I guess we assassinated a bunch of them a few days ago, and they They almost killed Xander. They killed Synth Grimsbane. They tried to escape with him. When they weren't able to escape with him, they just killed him outright. But unfortunately, the messenger is too late to warn you. Because this all happened at the same moment that you guys were eating dinner. The Red Blades apparently attacked Xander's home, where he had been secretly keeping Synth Grimsbane in his basement.
This is definitely not good news.
Yeah. So the messenger also explains that the nature of the attack on Xander, it was actual Red Blades orcs who came in under the cover of magical darkness, and he managed to survive. He managed to escape, but they did assassinate Synth Grimsbane, which was probably their best option, because they probably could not have gotten him out of Odile. Yeah. So do we want to do anything in response to that at this point?
I don't doubt it. Because we already took care of the spore droids, and there were basically none of them left, so it would have to be the Red Blades, so yeah. I believe what he's saying. Well, so, Bringer of News, do you know, where was the last place the Red Blades have been seen?
So the Red Blades, they're a large orc tribe. By large, they have many thousands of members across southern Dimgaard. So Dimgaard, the southern frontier is this jungle, think like the Amazon type thing there, and that is their origin. They came out of that jungle, and then so all across southern Dimgaard, they have encampments and small settlements, sort of are nomadic. So they are. I mean, there's a lot of history there. So several years ago, there was a campaign, because within that jungle there was the Red Blades had established a unified empire and was threatening the mainland, the open out the territory open to the north of the jungle. And in response, a coalition of nobles in southern Dimgaard funded a group of adventurers who then penetrated the Red Blades empire and assassinated their primary religious and political leader, so that the empire fell apart. And so now the remnants of that are a bunch of petty warlords who have kind of been fighting amongst themselves for the past several years, each one of them hoping to reestablish themselves as the emperor of that empire. So across southern Dimgaard, there are a bunch of these little warlord Red Blades groups, each one of them claiming to be the sovereign for the entire Red Blades empire, but they don't recognize each other. They've been shattered into a kind of like what China was before it was united under Chiang Kai-shek and Mao. So. But anyway, to answer your original question, there are lots of Red Blades across southern Dimgaard.
All right, that's a bit of a problem.
Shall we rendezvous with Xander before we decide our next move?
Yeah, so you think at this point that it's only a few minutes before the town watch is going to arrive and secure the area. Are we going to do anything in response to them coming closer? Like, are we going to stay here? Are we going to get out of there quickly? Anything like that?
Probably warn them about the spell glyphs, but that's about it. It seems like we already covered it.
If we're going to stick around, I'm hiding.
What do you do, Kablam? Why are you hiding from the guards?
I'm just gonna say, let us be sneaky.
Okay, so the guards are coming from the south, but suddenly clanking into view around this corner up here are these 4 constructs that we would recognize as, again, summoned creatures, and they are clanking towards us. Looks like they are hoping to eliminate us before the guards get here. And I don't think I have a way for us to avoid combat as these construct spirits come clanking into view. Does anyone have a way to avoid combat with them?
I'm going to cast darkness on all of us and start running the other direction.
Okay. So we will go into initiative at that point then.
Okay. Man, I've been rolling really bad.
Well, they did too, so that should make you feel better.
Keep forgetting I had guidance.
Dang, we got so many 10s.
About 11. I'm not ahead.
Okay.
Just a tiny bit, I'm ahead of you.
Who's not in there?
That was Zadara. Okay, I clicked on my token, and I'm going from my sheet. Okay, there I am now.
Okay, everyone rolls a 10.
But now you were actually a 14, right?
No, that was the second roll. The first roll.
Yeah, he was 10 in the beginning.
All right. So, Celine, you see these 4 construct spirit, and you would notice that there wasn't really an approach from them. It seemed like suddenly you just heard them right there at the corner of those buildings. They just sort of appeared out of nowhere again and came clanking toward you.
I really don't feel like dealing with this. This is the range for a thing. It's 20 feet. Oh. Okay. I can hit these 3 with Erupting Earth.
All right, do whatever you can. Knock him prone, and I'll take care of it.
Do not knock them prone.
Unfortunately.
Can I? Dexterity saving throw for half damage.
Okay. So it's going to be 14 or 7. And is there any additional effect if they fail?
The ground turns into difficult terrain, but
So only within that line? Can you draw it out?
They all fail. And so then this is all difficult terrain around here.
Okay, I need to reload because I'm not seeing it.
Oh, I'm just now drawing it. Yeah.
a little bit smaller than that, but yeah.
Yeah, about like that. Anything else from Celine?
I want to save my wild shape for healing after you guys inevitably down. So I will have to be here. I'll back up some.
Okay. Zadara's turn.
Alright, to start off, I'm going to be using Feline Agility to double my movement speed.
Okay.
So that's going to be, 35 times 2 is 90 movement speed, because Monk.
Then you have a climb speed, right?
Yep.
He's got claws.
Okay, so I'm going to run up to this guy using 65 movement speed, and I'm going to attack twice with my longsword, and then I'm going to flurry of blows and then run away.
Okay.
So it's 55 out of 90, so I still have like 35 feet of movement, but due to my drunken technique, I get 45 feet of movement because my flurry of blows gives me an extra 10 feet of movement.
Okay. These guys are armor class 17, just so you know.
Alright. And I'm jumping off the thing, so the first one does not hit. Second one's a 17. And flurry of blows.
When you hit it, you take 9 points of fire damage.
Oof.
And then 18 is also going to hit. You're going to take another 6 points of fire damage from that, too.
Okay. So one hit,
sorry, 4
and then
points.
one.
So 9 and 4. I was looking at your damage, not theirs. Yeah. So he's going.
So 9 and 4.
Yeah. So he's going to take 16 points of damage. Got it. And you take 13 points of damage. Okie dokie.
And okay, so I'm right next to him, but because my flurry of blows technique, I'm gonna run towards him, and after I do that, disengage and run back 35 feet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I end my turn.
Okay, Kablam's turn.
Right, if we're going to be doing that, I'm not going to cast Darkness. I saw the fire thing, right?
Yes. Yeah, whenever you hit him,
Alright.
hit that.
I am going to cast Fireball on them, but I'm going to use a sorcery point to transmute it to thunder damage.
Okay.
Right, so they all need to make dex saves. It also helps I don't catch any buildings on fire. Ooh, that's there's some one-sided rolls.
Okay, so
It's a lot of 1s and 6s.
Goes away. He fails his saving throw.
Yeah.
Away. And then that was going to take 14. So he's bloodied now. And that was going to take 29. He's bloodied now. That was going to take 14. He's bloodied. Okay. What else?
Then I am going to just run back.
Okay. Well, their turn then. So. Oh. They are just going to dash. Get out of the. They're just going to dash up in the middle of everybody. Because they have to use movement to get out of the difficult terrain. And it is Hamilton's turn.
What's their AC again?
17.
17. So I won't use my... Okay. I'll use Rage as a bonus action. Then I want to attack this guy in front of me with my great sword, with reckless attack as well. I would hit.
Okay.
I want to do it again with reckless attack.
So he takes 11, and you take 1 would be 0
What?
fire damage. And then a 14 is going to miss.
And I think that is all I can do.
Or, do you have fire damage as well? Do you have, or you're not a totem warrior, are you?
I'm not a totem warrior, I'm a zealot.
So you take 1 point of fire damage then from hitting him.
Alright, that's all.
Celine's turn.
Okay, I hit him with Shillelagh.
21 hits.
Let's stay here. I don't think I have.
And Celine takes 8 points of fire damage. Anything else from Celine?
Nope.
Okay. Zadara's turn.
Oh wait, I forgot to add my zealot damage. Can I do that real quick?
Yeah.
Alright.
Okay. He's just barely hanging on, but he is still hanging on. Okay. Now it is Zadara's turn. Which one is it? The one that's barely hanging on? Is that the one you're attacking? Okay. So he is going to go down at that point, but he is going to still trigger his heated body because that occurs. So you take 2 points of fire damage. But that does eliminate that one. You only have 1 point left. So. $16 is going to miss. Okay. So 6 damage to the next one.
I just realized I was muted.
Oh. So you're going to take 3 more fire damage. That is going to eliminate that one as well. So there's only 1 left.
And with that, I'm just going to use the disengage part and run over here to act like a shield to Kablam.
Okay. It's Kablam.
You are a bird friend. You are a bird friend. You will not die.
I go, thanks, Sonny! And then I run right past him and right at the armor. And it's made out of metal, I assume, correct?
Yes.
Alright, I'm gonna use Shocking Grasp, so it's at advantage.
Okay.
Oh, that's a horrible roll. I'm gonna roll horrible for cantrips, this whole thing. So 5 lightning damage.
Okay. It can't take reactions, but that is going to trigger its heated body. So 7 points of fire damage to Kablam.
Alright, reduced to 3. And then run back.
Okay. The Construct Spirit. So it's got Celine right there by himself. So he's going to attack.
Roll it. So -1 is d6.
Oh, the first one's with -1d6. Okay. A 12, 11 would miss, right? And then his second attack I got some lag going on there. That just not roll. There we go. 13 is also going to miss, I believe. So it is Hamilton's turn.
Okay, I'm just gonna use my usual attack. I'll just walk up to him behind and reckless attack with my greatsword. And miss. Do it again. And miss. How did I keep missing? I think that's all for now.
Okay. Celine's turn.
I will. I
can just take care of it after you're done.
Yeah, but you're a monk. You take like 4 attacks, and they're all going to get.
I have ranged options, you know. I was just too close for me to use it.
Guess I'll take. I'll take the. If I use a spell attack, will I still get hit by the back?
You have to touch it, right? So if it's something that requires touch, then it would. But if it's something like Sacred Flame, where you're not actually touching it, then it doesn't.
It's going to be a ranged attack at a disadvantage. So
okay.
If you used a spell that just makes it have a saving throw like Toll the Dead, then it wouldn't be at disadvantage and you wouldn't be touching it.
I can't touch for that. Hit?
Well, it's a disadvantage. So the armor class 17.
Okay.
Is that it for Celine? Right, Zadara's turn.
I'm going to take out my short bow and start plucking shots at it.
Okay.
First one does not hit. Second one does.
Okay, that's going to kill it. It has 3 hit points left. So.
Yeah, I'm just nailing it in the eye with an arrow.
Okay. Down it goes. All right. So the arrival of the town watch is imminent. So the question is, are we going to stay and interact with the town watch, or are we leaving that to the innkeeper and we don't want to be exposed to the town watch?
Well, I'm gonna say to everybody in Xander's voice, robust skill set, and then I'm gonna run and hide.
Yeah. It's purely a matter of decision whether you want to. It is a completely avoidable encounter, or you can. It's completely up to you. Yeah, but it is a completely avoidable encounter if you don't want to face the town watch, because they are bigoted humans after all.
Okay, I'll go with Kablam I'll go to Xander. I don't know where Kablam's going.
I'll head over with Kablam. Because Zadara is too mentally tired after all that fighting in firewalls. He does not want to talk.
Okay, so we vacate the area before the town watch arrives, and then what are we going to do at that point?
We know where Xander was staying, right?
We do. Mm-hmm.
Let's meet up with him.
Wait, would the innkeeper know about the red what do we call it again?
The red blades?
Yeah, the red blades. Wouldn't he pull guards?
So the red blades are not welcome within Odile, but they do. They come in to buy supplies and in exchange and trade on occasion, but they are considered unsavory characters. They're orcs, right? and this is a human city. So so the innkeeper, Ollie is his name. Ollie has encountered red blades before, but he tries to avoid them.
And does he know that the cause of this event was the red blades?
He was not aware of that. No.
Should we have told him so he could have told the guards?
Yeah, that's definitely a better idea. We don't want them thinking that it's us, because they'll try finding anyone to blame, so...
We did pull people out of the poisonous fog, but I understand the bigoted nature of people.
What happened?
The innkeeper saw it, so...
All right, so we're going to go seek out Xander, right? Are we doing it in our current state, or do we want to find refuge in one of these, like one of these shops that's closed for the night? There's no harm in taking refuge in there and resting for an hour.
I'm not opposed to it.
Be in the shop, not close to the room.
Yeah, I'm assuming that we moved far enough away that where the town watch is not going to be searching for us. That they're going to have their hands full with the dozen or so dead common folk who were unfortunate enough to be in the same common house as us this evening.
Short rests.
I would assume the halfling would put in a good word for us since we helped out so much.
Yeah.
Yeah. The halfling Ollie seemed very positive towards you. He didn't there was never a point at which he blamed you or thought you were at fault or was anything other than thankful for your help. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, like, we were in the same boat as him. We weren't sure until we got the news. Plus, he saw us what we did. We were there the entire time. We couldn't set up the trap.
Yeah, there's no way that you could have spent the time necessary to... Well, first of all, why would you set up spell glyphs that targeted yourself? But second of all, you were in the common house for a full hour before things happened. So there's no way you could have set up the spell glyphs in the street. Yeah. And you certainly wouldn't have poisoned your own food. Yeah. Yeah, Ollie can make it clear that you are in no way responsible. That he's still not clear that you were the intended victims. Like he thinks that maybe a competitor might be responsible for this, or maybe it was some sort of a bizarre accident. But he's 100% sure that you're not responsible. Yes.
You can't steal our damn customers if there are no customers.
Okay, so we are going to do a short rest and then go see Xander. Is that right?
I don't really want to use the rest of my... I guess there's no real reason to not use all my hit dice.
Yeah.
I'm back, and I only have one hit dice spent.
What potions do I have on me?
Oh, I got a decent amount of HP back.
I didn't even have to use all my hit dice. Nice.
Oh yeah, I get my key points back. Nice.
My wild chips back.
Ooh, you get those back on a short rest?
I only get 2 from 1 to 20 though, so...
I don't get anything back from the short rest. Not a warlock.
Yeah, warlocks would be king in this. Now, just imagine a warlock, but if they had access to catnap.
Might end up multi-classing at some point, I'm not sure. Probably not, but might be fun.
Spells do I have left? I just use tier 3 spells.
I'll probably make a character that is a warlock.
Yeah, that might be a good idea. I hear hexblades are pretty strong, but you have to double check that they're even allowed, because I've heard some DMs just straight up ban them.
No, I ban almost nothing. Yeah.
Alright, that's nice to know. I'm still going to keep up with this with Zadara. Maybe at some point I might try another rogue class, but I really like how Zadara's playing out.
Might switch from Slane, but we'll see.
Yeah, your conjure animals is very, very useful. I owe you several parts of my life because you saved me several times.
Conjure Animals was only good during one fight.
Well, who says it can't be useful again?
I haven't been able to do full healing, because...
Are we done with our short rest? Everybody completed what they needed?
Yeah.
Just so you know, yeah, I have 9 passive perception 19, so...
So we are progressing towards Xander's. Xander's is down here. I just sort of put us in the... That may not be the orientation you want as you approach Xander's. Do you want something different there? Feel free to reorient yourself, is what I'm saying. That I just sort of moved you there because we are progressing along this pathway here, and that may not be the way you want to be progressing along that pathway.
Which way is Xander? So he's just
Xander's
to the right, right?
Over to the right down here. Yeah.
Okay. I'll be...
Hamilton, since you are strong, could you please lead the way?
This way. You're going the wrong way, Hamilton.
Hamilton, I said lead, but...
There we go. Okay.
I guess if you want to leave, that's cool too.
I meant lead, not leave!
And we will go into initiative at that point.
Hmm.
I'm going to just go full healing.
I'll try not to put myself in as much danger as what happened last time. Hopefully I roll well this time. I just had to open my mouth.
I rolled too well. I want to go last.
Your wish was almost granted, but then Kablam said no.
Advantage.
We exhausted for the rest of the campaign.
Lost at 14.
Wait a second, I just realized, don't you have an ability that lets you re-roll d20 rolls as a sorcerer?
I do, but it'd be at disadvantage again. I don't really want to do that.
True.
At least I think that's how I've always done rerolls. Not sure how that works. Besides, I don't really care about losing initiative that much.
Yeah, fair.
Okay. So these 4 blobs of darkness appear on the rooftops and sneaking around the corner. Does Kablam have anything that would negate the advantage of an unseen attacker?
Other than dark vision and my passive perception, I don't think so.
Okay, yeah. So you are enveloped in magical darkness, and these guys have 2 attacks here. So we've got 14. Does a 14 hit Kablam?
14 does not hit Kablam.
Okay. And a 16 hit Kablam.
It would, but I'll use shield.
Okay. And these guys seem to be moving very fast, just so you know. Alright, so this one drops down. Does Selene have anything that would negate the advantage of it? So Selene is developed in magical darkness. Can Selene see through magical darkness? Right.
No.
Okay. Do you have anything that would negate the advantage of an unseen attacker?
Do not believe I do.
Okay. So this one's going to take a couple of scimitar attacks. We're going to crit for a total of 27 slashing.
Okay.
And a 15, I believe, misses Selene. Isn't that correct?
Selene does a 16 hit, or 15.
Misses.
All right, then it climbs back up on the roof. Seeing that was effective, this one's going to do the same thing. So it's going to jump down off the roof. Say again? You were breaking up there. I didn't understand what you were saying.
I used minus 1d6.
Oh, okay, so minus 1d6 on his first attack. So it's going to be a 12 or a 18 minus, so 16 to hit. Okay. Then his second attack, we got a 15. We've already established that. And then he's going to climb back up on the roof as well. This one is actually on the roof as well. So he's going to drop down. Zadara is enveloped in magical darkness. Do you have a way to negate the... Can you see through magical darkness? Okay, do you have a way to negate the advantage of an unseen attacker?
No, unless... Well, I don't think passive perception can do anything here, so no.
Okay, so we got a 20 to hit.
Ow!
For 20 slashing, and a 21 to hit for 14 slashing, and then he's going to crawl back up on the roof.
If he's within my reach, can I opportunity attack him?
Do you have a way to opportunity attack against a creature you can't see? Is there a special ability? So, yeah, opportunity attacks require sight unless you have some special ability. Okay, it is Hamilton's turn. So there are these 4 spheres of darkness up there. 3 of them are on the roof. This one is in the street around the corner.
Can I try to throw a javelin at him?
Yeah, you could see this one for sure with the javelin throw.
Alright, time to javelin throw.
Okay. Would be the disadvantage. 19 is still going to hit, though. For 7.
Got a javelin throw again.
Okay. 23 is going to hit.
I'm getting a lot of
5 more. Whoops, that's wrong. That's not what I wanted to do. Alright, so this one is no longer bathed in darkness. Just so everyone knows. So, yeah, this, so this one is no longer bathed in darkness. You can see it's an orc. It has the red blades insignia on him as well. Let me put the ones that are invaded, so that you can see the aura of their darkness. Anything else from Hamilton?
I'm just gonna use rage, then that's all I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Zadara's turn.
I'm going to use feline agility and climbing to get onto the roof against this guy who's no longer in... okay, I guess I won't climb.
I would use line of sight on you if you did that the same.
Well,
Use what?
What was I saying?
Because he's no longer cloaked in darkness, and I can shove him off the thing. Should I or no?
I won't be able to heal you as much, but yeah.
I have a plan for that anyways. I'm going to attack him 4 times with my Swan Sword and then Flurry of Blows.
Okay.
And versatile. That one. A 14.
That's going to miss. Armor class 15.
27.
That's going to hit. That's a crit.
Nice. And Flurry of Blows. Miss. And with that, I'm gonna just use the Flurry of Blows, disengage, and jump back. And if I take fall damage, I'll just negate it with my slow fall ability as a monk. And I end my turn.
Okay. Celine's turn.
I'm gonna bonus action into Storyfilled Chalice, and I'm gonna kill him with upcast Irwins.
Thank you.
And we'll heal you or me. I'm out of woe, so we'll heal. Be at 14, I'll heal you again.
Okay then.
And
Is that it for Celine?
yeah.
Kablam's turn.
Alright. I'm going to run over here. And so only this one is no longer enveloped in darkness?
That's correct. And he lost concentration on it. So he's no longer enveloped in darkness.
Okay. I'm going to cast Dissonant Whispers on this one. So he just needs to be able to hear me, is all, for this spell. So he needs to make a Wisdom save. I'm casting it through my feet.
Gotcha. And it's a Wisdom save, you said?
That's a good point, actually. I will twin spell that, thank you. Yeah, Wisdom save, and I'll do it on this one as well.
This one as well?
Yeah.
These two. Okay. So a Wisdom saving throw, let's see. Right, so this one fails, so he takes 10 psychic damage. And then he's got to immediately use his reaction to run away. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. And that, not that it matters for this, but just so everyone knows, this spell would cause you to have attacks of opportunity if they were within range when they ran away.
Right, so you get 30 feet of movement. It's going to take him to there. Because it's so you know, it's in the legend on this, but it takes 20 feet of movement to, unless you have a climb speed, to go up or down onto a roof. And then, all right, so then this one, let's see, he's got a Wisdom saving throw. He fails as well, so he's going to take 10 points of psychic damage. And it's got to move away.
The two that failed, don't they have to make con saves?
That's what I'm doing right now. So this one actually is no longer enveloped in darkness. Did I not make a save for the first one? Okay. I thought but this one still is. Okay. Anything else from Kablam?
I'm going to use a second level spell slot as a bonus action to get 3 sorcery points back. And that's all.
I think I skipped Hamilton there. Hamilton should have... Oh, no, Hamilton threw the javelins. That's right. Okay. All right, so it is their turn. Well, so much for this spreading out stuff. We're going to run up here and attack Celine twice. 20 to hit Celine.
Celine, you there?
You with us, Celine?
Hits.
And then he's about to make another attack against you. I don't know if you want to use your ability.
We're out of slots.
Oh, you're out of slots. Okay. So then we got a 23 for 13.
Yeah.
So Celine's still up at that point?
Nope.
Celine goes down. Okay. Then this one is going to drop off the roof and attack Zadara a couple of times. I don't think an 8 or 13 hits Zadara, right?
Nope.
Okay, so... this one's going to come running up and attack. No, he'll do it over here. Attack Zadara twice.
15 misses.
And 21 for 13 against Zadara.
Okay. Hamilton, it's slaughter time. You hear calling from the magical darkness.
This one runs all the way up to there. And then it's done. Hamilton's turn.
Don't ignore me!
Since they ran past... Actually, no, they're in darkness.
Wait, what's their AC again?
They're armor class 15.
15? Okay. No, I'm just gonna multi-attack normally. With
You
plus
can
attack,
negate
please.
the...
Wait, can I hit him even though he's in the shadow?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll use reckless attack with that guy.
Okay, so that's going to crit.
And 18. Another one.
That's going to be 11.
Reckless attack. Hit. As the bonus action, I'll use my great sword again because I did a crit. And it hits.
22, 30.
Dang, 3 con saves.
And my divine fury. And +2 to all of that damage.
Plus. Oh, so he takes another 6 on top of that.
Yes. Another 8 because of my divine fury.
And then another 8 because of your divine fury. Okay. All right.
Concentration checks.
Yeah, he failed on his first one there. Yeah. Okay. Anything else from Hamilton?
Wait, he hasn't died yet?
No, he has not died yet.
Oh.
44 points of damage, but he's not dead.
Alright, I have used up all of my actions, so I have nothing else to do.
Zadara's turn.
Is using a potion on an ally one action?
Yes.
Alright, then I'll use a greater healing potion on Celine. There you go, Celine. And with my bonus action, I'm just going to flurry of blows at disadvantage.
Flurry of blows, you have to take the attack action on, right? Unless you have some weird monk ability.
Let me double check. So, shoot, I can't do it. Okay, I think there's another feature called no, not that. Key field attack. As per the not sure if I'd be able to do anything with this.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, so you're feeding him a potion and then taking one unarmed attack. Yeah, unarmed strike. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to strike with my longsword since it's a monk weapon.
Okay.
So that disadvantage.
Which one are you? So we've got.
I'm going to be attacking the most bloody one.
Okay.
Those are. It's supposed to be 15, but because I rolled 2 8 plus 7.
Oh, I see. Yeah. So 15 is exactly what you need to hit these guys.
All right. And that is 6 damage.
Okay.
And I end my turn.
I stand up.
All right. So Celine is awake.
Still magical darkness. How much health do you have? Is that 24 right for you?
I'm at 11, but if you can get rid of these guys, I'm willing to go down.
Okay. You have a tiny amount?
Yeah, I have 11. But if you're thinking about overkilling me, don't worry. You have to do like 9 damage.
Give myself a tiny amount. I want to start with trying to hit Shillelagh on the undamaged one. The undamaged one also has magical darkness stuff.
Yeah, he did take 10 points of dissonant. He's not bloodied, but he did take
non-bloodied, yeah. I'll just use Shillelagh. Try and get the poison off on him. Hit, right?
Yes.
I think it's a DC 12 something. Constitution, probably.
So they have to make 2 con saves for poison and for concentration.
Oh, yeah, that's right. So it can poison him, right?
Yeah.
So first
DC 12. It didn't say, but I'm assuming Constitution.
Here's his concentration check. So that's going to fail. So the darkness goes away. So there's no more magical darkness. That's good. Getting some lag here from Roll20. And then what is the DC on the... So he's not poisoned, or he is poisoned? What's the DC?
It's 5.7, so 12, so no.
Okay, so he's not poisoned. Okay. But there's no more darkness required. Okay.
I'll use a bonus action to... This might kill me. I want to... I'll take some action. It's only bonus action I use. Okay. I'll cast Healing Spirit and probably die because of it.
Why Healing Spirit caused you to die?
Because I will not move. So, I'm not looking at the healing.
Oh, I see.
4. So I heal. I throw on top of me. So I go up to 18. I die in 1 hit. I will take it's 2 opportunity attacks.
Okay.
It'd be 2 opportunity attacks if I move, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it depends on where you move. Like, you could conceivably move and stay adjacent to this one and only take one opportunity attack. Right?
I'll do that because I want. But I'm on top. On my turn.
They'd have to waste like 2 attacks or so to try and get you down. But if you move, then they can just do that on reaction, not lose much.
Okay, I will stay then.
Okay. Kablam.
Alright, I am going to spend 3 sorcery points. This orc is not very damaged, and neither is this one, right?
Right. There are 2 of them that are injured but not bloodied. Yes. Mm-hmm.
I am going to spend 3 sorcery points to summon my Hound of Ill Omen, targeting this one.
Okay.
I'll put it right here.
Is it large or medium?
It is size. It's size medium, and it has 3 extra temporary HP. It's a dire wolf. I've got the stat block here.
Size medium. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, and then as my action, I am going. Yeah, it does. I'm going to cast Hold Person at 3rd level, targeting this guy and this guy. Because you can target 2 people if it's at 3rd level. And this guy has disadvantage on the saving throw.
Because of the Hound of Ill Omen?
Because of the wolf, yeah.
Okay. So the one issue, here's his save. It's not at disadvantage. But he fails, so he's held.
Yeah, he's paralyzed.
Put a brown dot on him. And then the other one is at disadvantage. So we've got a 7, so he's paralyzed as well.
Yep.
Okay.
Nice.
And then I'm going to run 30 feet back. And let me see when does the wolf attack?
I believe it's right after you.
Yeah, I think so. Roll initiative for the hound. Unless you want to do something other than that.
Okay. So what is it?
Wait, who has Hold Person?
What?
Wait, you casted Hold Person on someone. Who is it?
The 2 with the orange dots.
Orange dots.
Okay, see.
Okay, so the Hound of Ill Omen is now in initiative.
Alright.
Anything else from Kablam?
Nope, that's all my movement, that's my action and my bonus action.
Okay, so this one is going to attack Celine. He's clearly, so we got a 22 to hit Celine for 12. And a 10 is going to miss Celine. So I guess this one's going to attack Zadara. No one provoked from the Hound of Ill Omen. 14 is going to miss.
And I'm going to use my feature to redirect that to its bloodied ally.
Okay. It doesn't have to be within 5.
Yeah.
And 5 feet of him, not the attacker.
Yeah. It has to be a melee
attack. So that's going to kill this one then. Cool.
I'm imagining like it tries to go for a stab towards my chest, but I sidestep it and he instead accidentally wounds his ally.
So that one goes down. And then the second attack was a 21 for 9 against Zadara.
That hits, and I'm not going to do anything.
And then... what's the DC on the whole person?
15? Oh, sorry, 15.
Okay. So one of them breaks free of their hold person. The other one is still held.
Wasn't the second one still at a disadvantage?
Yeah, because it's within the rules range.
I don't think it's ongoing.
Yeah, it is. I think so.
I can double check.
It says, where is it?
As long as it's within 5 feet, it has disadvantage.
Yeah.
Is that out of Xanathar's or Toss's?
No, it's part of my subclass.
Yeah, it's Xanathar's Guide to Everything.
Yeah, it's Shadow Sorcerer.
Yeah, I couldn't remember what book Shadow Sorcerer is from. Oh yeah, it says while the hound is within 5 feet of the target has disadvantage on saving throws against any spell I cast.
Yeah, if you're having cast it the previous turn does not count as casting it on this turn.
Yeah, but it's still a saving throw against that spell.
With the spell that he cast. So yeah, I'm pretty sure
it's still the same spell.
Yeah.
Give me a second. I've got to read the text of Hound of the Woman. Yeah, but there's a difference between it being the same spell and being a spell that you are casting, right? Those are 100% distinct, different things. And if it says that it's against a spell that you're casting, that is different than a spell that is an effect that you cast. Right?
Okay.
Our religion. Additionally, wild train. Yeah, so, all right, we'll say it's a disadvantage. Sure, that's fine. I'm pretty sure I'm going to go out and find a sage advice, and it's going to say no, that subsequent saving throws are not at disadvantage, but we'll say that he still held this turn. Hamilton.
So this guy still has...
Yeah, he's still paralyzed, sure.
Alright, I'm going after him. And I'm gonna use reckless... Oh wait, I don't need reckless attack since it has advantage, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Uh-huh.
So every attack that I do is a crit now, and that's a crit. Auto crit, there we go. Does that kill him?
No. He's bloodied now, though.
I'll use Divine Fury. So is that enough? If it's not, I'll just use my other attack. But is it enough or not? 7 damage.
He's still up. Yeah.
I'll use my secondary attack. That would hit. And it would be a crit, so double the damage. Oh wait, so it's 9 plus 10 minus 3, so it's... Fuck, I can't do math properly.
So it's going to be 7. So you do an extra 1, so it's going to be another 10. Okay. He's barely hanging on, so yeah, he's got 1 hit point left.
My plus 2 to hit. My plus 2 to damage on rage.
Oh, okay, that's going to take him down. Yeah.
So after that, since I critted, I have a bonus action. I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna attack him with my greatsword. This guy right here. It's to hit, and it's automatically a crit. So attack that one, minus 3 this one, so it would be...
So 12 minus 3, so 17 plus 2, 19.
Plus 2, 19. So it's 19 damage.
Okay.
And I think that is all I can do now.
Okay.
Yeah,
Zadara's turn.
Well, Zadara is going to go into a frenzy. He's going to attack 3 times with the sword because of the special thing. What was it called? Key field attack. I'm going to attack 3 times with my greatsword, but I'm going to make my move over to the guy who was stunned first and attack with an advantage to end him. Good thing I have advantage. And that is a crit, so bonk. Is he still up?
That's total of...
That's just 11 damage so far for the first hit.
Oh, but
Yeah, paralyzed person, right?
Yeah, the paralyzed one.
So it would be a crit then, right?
Yeah, that's why.
It's a crit. Okay, so he's still up. Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to keep whacking at him until he dies, because the treachery strike, hit it till it dies. Crit. Minimum damage. And then third swing. That's a 3 crits. Oh shoot, I forgot to roll again. I'll just add the second D10 manually. So
he's going to go down at that point, yeah. Mm-hmm. Are you killing him or rendering him unconscious?
I'm murdering him. I'm just going straight for the throat. I'm going to cut open his
Yes!
Okay. These guys came for blood. It's only fair I give them what they want.
Okay.
And now I end my turn.
It is Celine's turn.
Okay. He looks hurt.
Yeah, the only one who's left is bloody. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I will cast Guiding Bolt against him. If I have damage.
He is still up. Oh wait, no, 25 damage. I'm sorry. I thought you said 5 damage. Yeah, that's going to kill him. Yeah, he goes down.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought you said 5. Yeah, 25 definitely kills him. Okay. There's one who's unconscious right there.
What shall we do with this guy?
I'm
gonna finish him if we have nothing to do with it.
Yeah, that's my question, is whether you're going to kill him or do something else with him now that he's unconscious.
First, I'm going to give the rest of my 46 of the Healing Spirit.
I'm back, and who are you giving Healing Spirit to?
You. I take my Zadara.
I'll give you my potion of greater healing, by the way, Celine.
And there's no apparent threat at this point. So we have an unconscious one. So the way he wound up unconscious was whenever you use your what is that called? The redirect attack ability.
Yeah.
Tipsy Sway. His melee attack, he had him render him unconscious. He didn't want to kill his ally, so he rendered him unconscious when he took him to 0 hit points with his melee attack.
Yeah, that's understandable. No objections here.
But the question is are we going to kill the one who's unconscious? I'm still unclear on that. I know that Hamilton wants to.
Well, there's nothing that benefits us for keeping him alive. So, Hamilton, you know what to do.
I'm gonna slice his throat up.
Okay.
Yeah, brutally chopping his head off.
Okay. Then with him dispatched, there's no further. There were 4 casters around, right? The ones who did the summon construct and summon beast, but they have slipped out of the city, and the only way that we could have intercepted him that I know of would have been to have interrogated that one Red Fang as to their escape route. But it looks to me like the 4, unless someone else has a way to intercept those 4 casters who with their depleted spell slots, I think that the 4 Red Blade casters exit the city and get back to their tribe. Does anyone
I got nothing.
have a way to stop that from happening? I think that's what happens, unless we have a way to figure out their escape route and get there independently of interrogating the now dead.
Unfortunately, don't have a cleric to speak with that, so we're kind of screwed.
Okay. I mean, it's no big
Wait,
deal.
can you turn into a bird and try to scout out the area to see if they're going somewhere?
Can't do that until late.
Yeah.
I can try scouting.
Only we had a bird.
I don't think Summon Beast works like that, does it? I can't look through their eyes on Summon Beast.
No, and you can't communicate with them like telepathic. It's not like familiar. Like there's no way.
Well, maybe like since I have a lot of movement speed, right? I could try doing rounds and just run from top to top to try seeing maybe any kind of movements from any of these cloaked figures with darkness. I mean, like they'd kind of be obvious to find.
Yeah. So they're not in the vicinity, right? Like the casters did their thing, spent their spell slots, said we're done, we're leaving. So they are on their way out of the city, way out, way far away from us. And we were going to Xander's. These are the ones who assassinated, attempted to assassinate Xander and were successful in killing Synth. They took their short rest to recharge and then they took the opportunity to intercept us while we were going to Xander's. But the casters are on their way out of the city. They failed at their task and they are now retreating.
In the time that I spent with Xander, would I know if he knows anyone would speak with dead?
Not who would be immediately available. He could arrange that like in the next day or two.
Well, we could still get some info out of this one. So what do you guys say? Though let's not take the headless one. I don't want its blood all over my fur. What do you guys say? We might be able to learn some things about, the organization, maybe some context from the inside.
I'm going to walk over to the body and then reach out with my little stick arms and in Hamilton's voice say, "Shut up, bird. Weak. And give a barely an attempt to pick up the orc and then give up and walk away.
Yeah, so we can establish to speak with dead if there are questions we have for the dead Red Blades. Like in particular, are you wanting to find out the particular location of the group that they're with? Like to go confront them in some fashion?
Well, if we learn the location, we can station assault. So we would basically, as long as we are fast about it so they don't have time to switch up our location, we'd be able to get the jump on them if we learn the location of their base through this proxy.
Yes, we could. Yes.
That's my plan, at least. Does anyone else have any questions?
And is there? I forget the. I think you can ask so many questions with Speak with Dead, right?
Yeah. That's why I'm trying to keep it simple. Like, where is your base, or something like that? Of course, I'd have to work on it, but that's the gist. So, first question is trying to find out where their base is. Second one is maybe we can find out if most of them have these types of abilities. And third, I'm not sure. You guys go wild.
Okay, yeah, you can ask up to 5 questions.
Oh, nice.
Okay, so you want to know so it can give you. It says their camp. They have a camp in the forest, about 10 miles southwest from here.
Okay, noted.
What else did you want to know?
I'll ask for, like, if they had a routine schedule around the camp, like people who guard.
I mean, they set regular watches. They had regular duties within the camp, yes.
Do you want to ask about Synth?
Okay, I'll do that. Has Synth come back as a clone?
He doesn't. No, he doesn't. He doesn't know what you're talking about there. That's beyond his knowledge.
Okay, is that 3 questions?
It's
5 questions.
It's 5.
Oh, dang it.
I don't know.
Well, we got some good info.
Okay. And that is, so am I understanding that the plan is we're going to go find this particular Red Blades enclave and see what's going on there?
Well, after a long rest and re-gearing up, yes.
Well, yeah, and I think that's going to take us to the next session. I think that will be what we do at 7th level at that point.
Yeah, we need to make sure we get set up. Does anyone else have any preparations? Like would we have like 3 days downtime to set up?
I think you could have up to a week of downtime in preparation.
All right.
Okay.
I'll try gold. So maybe I can try hiring someone to scout with familiar or something. I know for us.
You can find someone to do what for you?
Basically, like scout the camp to make sure the camp hasn't moved.
Yeah, so you could spend that time giving information. Yeah. So typically that would be an investigation check, like you're asking around, putting together clues about the camp. You may have a different strategy other than that, though, to glean the information that you want.
Well, I'd probably just... how would I do this? I'm imagining, like, at least in my head, maybe I'd be able to find a warlock that has a familiar that they can keep in contact with, right? Since they can send them, like, 1,000 feet away and have them scout for me.
I'm sorry. So what is the information you're trying to learn?
Well, probably get more information to clarify the ship so I can see if I can find any gaps. And 2, to make sure that the camp is...
Well, if we're actually going to approach the camp, that's not going to be a matter of a downtime activity.
Okay.
They were wanting to find out about the tribe and general procedures they have. But if we're actually saying, I want to infiltrate the camp, that would not be something we would do during downtime.
Oh, I'm not doing that. I just mean like trying to. Never mind.
Okay. But there's information that you could learn about the Red Blades in general and about this particular band of Red Blades as well.
Yeah, I could probably do that with the downtime.
Okay, so this particular band of Red Blades, they had elements that were already had a fascination with death and in particular violence. So Synth was able to ingratiate himself with this particular band of Red Blades pretty easily, and is assumed kind of like a shamanistic role within it. They have a military leader who claims to be Red Blades nobility, so he has a claim to authority within the Red Blades Empire, and he would like to enforce that, and he sees Synth as his avenue to claim that level of power. That's the reason he aligned with Synth. And it had been working out for them quite well until we arrived and killed his most powerful ally, as well as some of his a big chunk of his actual band there that was guarding Synth's hideout. So,
like elite soldiers.
Yeah. So part of his deal with Synth was that if Synth was ever captured, he was supposed to kill Synth. Like he was supposed to make sure that Synth was killed outright, because Synth did not want to be. Synth is better off dead than he is captured, by far. And then as part of that process, since they were going to be infiltrating Odile anyway, he was annoyed with the heroes who had come in and just blatantly killed a big chunk of his band. So he thought he would send the casters to eliminate you, which they failed terribly. Yeah, and well, not terribly. I mean, I guess they put up a challenge there.
Yeah, they did put up a good fight.
But
I completely forgot about Stunning Strikes for the entire fight. I'm sorry, guys.
You forgot about what? I'm sorry?
I completely forgot about Stunning Strikes during that entire fight.
I used all my third tier spell slots, so I didn't have Daylight up.
Oh, yeah, Daylight would have changed things pretty quick. But we eventually got rid of all the darkness.
Yeah.
I was tempted to cast a fireball on all of us just to try and get rid of all the darkness.
I thought about that. I thought whenever everyone was grouped up there, I thought, man, if you're willing to include your own party members, they're all in a good fireball formation.
It's already one death saving throw for Zadara.
Yeah.
You have Powerful Spell?
No.
He has Twin Spell and Transmute Spell, if I can tell.
Okay.
All right, and so then I think that is going to take us to the next session where we will venture forth and let me see. I have the name of the.
Might swap characters.
Yeah, you're always free to swap characters. Yeah. Well, I ask a couple of things when people swap characters. One is that you make sure that you have a character that you understand and can play smoothly. So put in the if it's a character that you've run before and you're just wanting to bring it in, that's always great. But if you're creating a whole new character, you're wanting to say like how Gloom Stalkers work or whatever. Just make sure that you understand the abilities when you bring them in, so that we don't drag things down too much. And then also if you can figure out the story to integrate the character into the storyline. So it doesn't have just this sort of ex machina effect where someone just appears out of nowhere, right? That you have a reasonable explanation for how that character gets into the storyline. That's very nice as well. So
Asmars.
Yeah, Asmars are good. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Some people don't like flying, so they remove it.
Well, so flying is really problematic. Oh,
early game,
first, second, and third level. But by the time you get to 7th level, I mean, fly is only a 4th level spell. Third level spell.
Oh,
so I mean, you just from spell casting, you can get access to flying by 5th level. So
I have a Celestial Warlock Asmar. I'm probably going to pull in.
Yeah,
I might try a Total Artificer, like a Battlesmith, not Battlesmith, Armor Artificer next turn, or next thing.
Yeah. What type of artificer?
Like the Armorer. It's basically think of Iron Man, but it's an Artificer.
Mm-hmm.
There are two armor sets. The Defender, which is more combat-oriented, and the Infiltrator, the more stealth-oriented and ranged-oriented. The Infiltrator, it can negate disadvantage from heavy armor or any armor that grants disadvantage or any condition that does that, I think. Let me double-check it.
Kind of self-banned fly for my character, just because Kenkus aren't really supposed to be able to fly.
Yeah. Well, some Kenku dream.
Yeah.
Probably become a bard or something. Next session.
Everyone's switching. Okay.
Yeah, because I have a feeling that this is going to be really rough. So Zadara's going to be calling in some favors, and he's going to call one of his old buddies a Total Artificer.
So you say really rough. So I'm really happy with the challenge level that these last adventures have been. Like in the end, you want the PCs to be the heroes and be successful, right? Like you don't want to design an adventure that's like a TPK is always a failure, right? It's a failure of planning or a failure of execution, but a TPK is never a desirable outcome, right? In the end, you want the PCs to be the heroes and the story to continue with them, but you do want it to be earned, right? Like you want it to be a recognized challenge. That the players have through good play and good choices and good character development have managed to achieve the victory, and so I'm really very happy with the way that the last several have rolled out. I think that they've clearly been almost the ideal level of challenge, but in the end, the heroes emerge the heroes. So I'm pretty happy with that. Am I wrong? Has it been an excruciating challenge? Has it been too painful?
No, I'm just worried about Zadara in the next session because I'm not sure if he'll do too good when it comes to infiltration.
Yeah.
Or just straight up combat in this scenario.
Zadara kind of ends up exposed a lot. Yeah, Zadara is sort of a rush in and take the pack on the chin type character. But that's all right. Yeah. You need a character like that in the party, someone who's going to take the point.
Yeah, I'm trying to make use of his disengage ability, because basically what the plan is with it is run in, get your attack, flurry of blows, disengage, and then if Barbarian is in the front, they take a buttload of damage, but cut in half. So then when the time is right and I need to act as a meat shield for the Barbarian as they get healed, then that's supposed to happen. But I keep forgetting about that.
I also took polymorph, and I can twin spell it. So if you guys ever get really low, I can use polymorph on you to kind of give you a big buffer of damage.
Ooh, that's actually kind of a good idea. And since we're 7th level, you can turn us into giant apes as the highest CR thing.
Yeah, giant apes are nutty, as long as I know what a giant ape is.
I learned a lot about it in my time of playing sorcerers. Though wizards are just a bit too complicated with the spells that they can copy down permanently and the preferred spells, which is oof.
We all switching next week? What's happening?
I'm staying sorcerer.
Okay.
I'll just have a backup character ready, a friend of Zadara. A drinking buddy, if you will.
Okay. And then, yeah. So like I said, I've been very happy with the challenge. I'm also very happy with the flow of the game. Like, I think that people are playing their characters very well and very smoothly. I mean, sometimes things get overlooked, like, oh, I forgot to tab this damage right, or you forgot to stunning strike or whatever. But in general, I think that the action flows well, and I'm pretty happy with that. And then time-wise, we seem to be coming in right on, right at 3 hours, which is like the ideal run time for these. That's probably going to go up as characters level, just because higher level things take longer to roll out, but so far I'm really happy with that. But I'm, does anyone have any comments or observations that they want to add? Does anyone see room for improvement, or that? I don't know what that would be. I'm not suggesting any, but I certainly want to be open to suggestions. So
I think you've been doing pretty good, but I'll let the other people speak first.
I got last one.
It's been pretty good. Just let me know if I should take hold person off my spell list or not. If
it came in pretty clutch.
Faithful Hound doesn't work.
Well, we'll figure that out by next session. Like, maybe today.
I will. I could be wrong. I'm wrong at times.
Yeah.
But I'll research that no later than tomorrow and post something in the Monday chat, the Monday text chat.
It's fine either way. I couldn't find any. There were no definitive things that I could find. No Jeremy Crawford tweets, no sage advice, but most of pretty much all of the posts I saw were in favor of it continuing. Mostly because the sorcerers also have heightened spell metamagic, and that specifically says the first saving throw of a spell, and the Hound of Ill Omen doesn't say that.
Yeah, so that could be true. That could be you might be right on with that. Like I said, I'm not always right. I don't entertain the fantasy that I don't make errors. Yeah. Yeah. So anything else? That's a good observation. Thank you for bringing that up. Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay. Well, then I guess we will wrap that up. Yeah. And you guys feel free to message me, or if you catch me on voice, you can always jump into the voice on Discord too, or whatever. But otherwise, I will see you next week at the same time, same bat channel, same bat time. It's a really good run. I enjoyed it. Yeah, good stuff.
It was fun. Thank you. Thank you for hosting.
Yeah, this is a blast from start to finish.
Well, I'm glad.
Still can't start, but I'll get him to level 20 eventually.
It's a kablam.
Kablam.
Bye, guys.